What's up, babes? I only have like 1 or 2 people in here. I'm gonna eat my dinner while we wait for a couple more people to come in. Hope y'all are doing good. Happy Monday. And of course, if you have any topics that you want to discuss tonight, leave them in the chat and we'll get to them. If you're just pulling up, happy Monday. Hey, Rachel. I hope you guys don't mind me eating. I've been trying to tackle a headache and I need to get some food in my system. So, hello, beautiful people. Welcome. Happy Monday. And of course, I mentioned earlier, if there's like any specific topic you want to discuss, just drop it in the chat and we can talk about it. I didn't get any questions, but I've been doing stuff kind of like random and not very like put together. So, you know. I don't expect a lot of engagement when I have a hard time keeping up with stuff myself. How is everybody doing today? How is Monday treating you guys? Today has been a Monday kind of Monday for me. I doubt today is going to be a busy live because I'm just kind of popping up on y'all random, so. For You by Tia. Tia using clip-ins? What? Oh, okay, we'll talk about that because I haven't heard about that at all. Like, at all. Yes, I think everyone is happy to get home. I've been out running errands and I didn't even make it like halfway through shopping before I just got like a head-splitting migraine. So I spent all of our errand time in the car hiding and almost crying. I'm doing fine now, but it caught me off guard. I haven't had a migraine like that in years. But yeah, now I have to look up and see what the deal is with Tia. Because I'm not going to lie, I was going to ask you guys if you wanted me to do a review on the line because I was excited about it when I heard about it, you know, because I feel like it makes sense for Tia. And she's been more so in tune with the natural hair community, more so since like everything kind of started with COVID and lockdown and everything. So I was curious to see what she was gonna come out with. I hope she's not pulling up a little unethical out here. Yeah, it hit me like out of the blue. So Tia posted a before and after on Instagram. The after hair looked 10 times fuller. Oh. Yeah, that's sus. That's giving Michaela Lashgate right there. It's giving that kind of energy. I don't know why people do stuff like that because, first of all, Tia has pretty hair anyway. Like we all know what her natural hair looks like. We've always known what the twins' hair looks like, so I don't understand why she would try to fake the funk with that. That doesn't even make a lick of sense. Especially when I feel like she's kind of tried to build her brand on being more of an organic celebrity, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's not really the frilly frou-frou type. Like, she just kind of goes with the flow. That just seems like so off-brand for her. I wonder if that was her idea or if marketing put her up to that, because that sounds real sus. Like, real sus. And at the end of the day, like, I don't know why people think that they can, like, come out and play people, because, like, we see everything. Like, we see everything. So, I don't know. But I have wanted to try her new line and Tabitha Brown's new line, but I haven't gotten around to it. I haven't really, y'all know I just haven't been shopping for hair products. So those are the two lines that I want to try. I'm probably going to do like a buy or buy type video going over like new products that are out, and talking to you guys about whether I'm considering purchasing them. I feel like I've used up enough stuff over the last year to kind of like justify doing a little bit more hair shopping now. So I want to start, I don't know, not necessarily doing hauls, but just reviewing new products. I feel like I haven't reviewed something like fresh, you know, off the block in a hot ass minute. All right. What's up, Natural Monroe? I saw the For You by Tia drama. I'm gonna pass on the products given how mixed the reviews are. Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, every time something new comes out, it's always a mixed bag, you know? I think that's just to be expected. So like my opinion as a product reviewer is always going to be way different than the opinion of people who are just, you know, regular everyday consumers. But I know for me, I try not to allow that to like skew my thought, whether people like everybody seems to like it or if it's a mixed bag, because I feel like honestly, it should be a mixed bag, you know? But there are some products that I feel like just excel. Adwoa. She sent it. Curl Origin, all of them. What's up, y'all? If you're pulling up, what's good? Hey, Miss Foxy. I really hate that I just kind of like pulled up randomly with a live for y'all. I usually like to tell you guys like several days in advance before I go on live so y'all can be ready. But it's just been a hotbed of crazy over here. I don't know about y'all, but it's been a mess over here. I was gonna try to get cute today. That didn't happen, but y'all love me regardless. I mean, I think I still look cute even without makeup, whatever. The only topic that we've had pop up is the For You by Tia stuff. I'm doing good, Miss Foxy. How are you? How is everybody? I feel like the consensus is that Monday is like Mondaying, you know? But it could be worse. I'm coming off of a bad migraine, but I'm doing all right. And I'm eating some good food too. Oh, I was heavily influenced by TikTok, and I decided to make lasagna soup this weekend. And it's really good. Like, to me, it just seemed like, what's the point of that? But it's actually really good. I didn't use a specific recipe. I just saw a bunch of videos and then just kind of cooked on a whim based off of what I saw. And it came out really good. I'm going to do that shit again. I promise you that. But yeah, those of you who are in the chat, if y'all have any questions, I don't really have any, like, anything special about life to tell y'all. We do have one milestone, though. Mom's last chemo treatment is tomorrow. So, she's finishing up chemo tomorrow. We're really excited about that. We don't know when she'll start radiation, because they have to do like a series of tests. She did like EKGs and all that stuff to check on her heart and everything last week. I went with her to that. But she still has like a bunch of other things she has to do, and talking to her oncologist and everything before they give her like the full like rundown on what her treatment plan is going to be for radiation. I just know it's going to be at least 10 weeks of radiation treatment, but she's saying bye to chemo tomorrow, and I know she is so happy. 12 weeks of chemo for her has been no joke. But she's been doing great. Like, there are some days where I'm just convinced that she's just gonna like just start kicking her feet up, like throwing down or whatever. So she's doing really, really well, all things considered. So we're really excited about that. The only thing is, like, she can't drink, so we're gonna have to find another way to celebrate. I might like make her a cake or something if she feels like eating that. But yeah, that's really all we have going on at the house. She has a big week for that. And then that's it. I'm just trying to like get my shit together on the channel because I miss y'all. A lot of you guys gave me really great feedback on Saturday's video, and I'm really excited about doing those. I just came up with the idea on a whim of doing like a book and breakfast type situation, just because I don't want to inundate you guys with hauls and just a bunch of random list videos. Like, I actually wanted to give you like more than just typical like, here's a book, here's a book, here's a book. And a lot of you guys ask me for recipes, but I don't really want to do cooking videos on the channel. So I felt like that was a good way to kind of honor two different requests, and I feel like they fit together. So every couple of weeks we're going to be doing that on Saturdays, and I'm really excited. I already have like several recipes planned for those. Some weeks it will be like talking about what I read the month prior. Other weeks we'll be talking about like upcoming book releases and stuff like that. Just all sorts of stuff. But I just wanted to like kind of create another avenue for something bookish that's not just, you know, telling you guys to go buy something. I feel like we do that enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a product reviewer. I do that enough. So Miss Foxy said, I'm all right, just tired of the cold weather. Glad to hear Mama's making progress. Thank you. I honestly, out here, I don't know where you're at, but it's been pretty warm out here. My biggest thing is that it'll go from warm to cold to warm to cold. And I just wanted to pick. Like, I can handle it being cold, but like, can we pick one? And honestly, it's been making me kind of sick too. I don't do very well with weather changes. I never have. I've been like that since I was a baby, and it's been making me sick. So that's why I couldn't come on yesterday, because I had spent a long time outside the day before, and I woke up the next day and this eye was giving like full on Quasimodo, like straight, like swollen. It took several Benadryl to get it to go away. And by the time that it had finally like calmed down, I was like, ain't no way I'm gonna get on nobody's live stream looking crazy. At that point, I looked drunk. And I was not about to do that. What's up, Miss Tyrona? How's it going? We're doing good. We're just kind of chilling in the live stream. Kind of waiting to see if you guys have any topics you want to discuss. The only request we've had is the For You by Tia, I guess, new scandal that's going on that you guys are updating me on. You're in New York City. See, I feel like so many places that don't usually get like really cold weather are getting really cold weather. And a lot of us like down south are like, what the hell is going on? Like, we haven't had a speck of snow. And I'm so used to having snow between like January through February. Like, we always get random snowstorms, but we haven't had that. What's up, Chrissy J? What's good? I hope you're doing all right. Drop any questions or like things you want to talk about in the chat. We're just kind of like kikiing at the moment. We're not talking about anything serious. We're talking about the weird weather right now. But yeah, I can handle it being cold. I just needed to stay that way. Oh, a lot of you guys are in New York City. That's dope. Oh, one of you guys did ask me to talk about my dating life, and I do actually have stuff to talk about with that. Y'all would be proud of me. I'm actually like kind of sort of giving men some attention, so you'll be proud of me. I said I was gonna try to take it seriously, and I am. And I'm actually gonna let somebody take me out of my house. Wow, I'm going on a date soon. I can't believe I'm doing that. My mom is geeked. She is so excited for me to go on a date. Because I have like one friend that lives out here. And the rest of my friends, like, they don't live near me. So we like FaceTime each other, we talk on the phone and stuff, but I don't have the time to be driving 2 hours to go see my friends right now. Chrissy J said, I'm in Florida and it's pollinating and it's real get out here. Yes, I think this was getting me too because like all of the trees and stuff are flowering, but then it'll be like real warm and then real cold the next day and then real warm again. But you always know like down south when it's like getting to that real like springtime air because you start to get that little funk from all them trees. And it kind of, it be smelling like old panties out here. See, you go, girl. I'm excited for you. You have to mingle. I do. I think it's just one of those things where, like, when you have a lot of health issues, sometimes it's really easy to isolate, not because you want to, but you kind of have to, especially if you can't really go out a lot. And so it's become habit for me. I don't really like leaving my house because there was a long stretch of time where I like couldn't really leave my house, but now I really like it here. But yeah, like I've been talking to this one guy for almost 2 months now. Yeah. And the only reason we haven't met up is because he doesn't live in North Carolina. But honestly, he would have come out here and just picked me up by now if I told him to, but he's been waiting for me to feel comfortable, which I'm cool with. Like he's really like real nice, like respectful, like take care of you type, you know what I'm saying? So he's cute. And I'm talking to another one too. So, I'm keeping my options open. I'm trying not to like, settle for one thing too quick. But I don't know. I do have one that is trying to get a little serious. So we'll see. I'll update you guys when it happens. But I think he's gonna try to come out here over the weekend and we're gonna try to spend some time together. So I'm excited and nervous all at the same time. I haven't been on a date in over 4 years, y'all. I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. I went from dating all the time to dating not at all. So I'm still trying to like psych myself up for that. I know. I need to let him take me out. He's been very patient. He's been incredibly patient. But yeah, like I said, if it weren't for the fact that he lived in a different state, we would have been hung out already. But there's just a lot going on too, and like some weeks are like have been kind of rough with mom. So there are some weeks where I just don't want to leave her. But he's been really understanding about that too. So I found me a nice one. Let's see. I feel you. I'm starting to date again since having health issues, and it's interesting but still necessary. Yeah, it's weird how like you can hit a point in your life where you're like super duper social, you go everywhere, and then you just hit another point in your life where you're like, I can't. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of where I am in my life. Like, but I have to make myself mingle. Because if I don't, like, I'm gonna just be up in here with my cat and my dogs. And I mean, my dog does think that he's my boyfriend, but he's not actually my boyfriend. When you go on your date, you should do a get ready with me with us. I think I will. I don't know what kind of date it's going to be. Because I can go one of two ways. For me, it either always ends up being fancy or it ends up being like, let's go out and like hike or something. So if we do something like that, really ain't gonna be no getting ready because I know me. But if it's like dinner date and everything, which I feel like he's going to do, this man has plans. I can't tell you the amount of times where like I'll be on the phone with him because we talk on the phone like several nights out of the week. And he'll like start talking about something and like he kind of starts daydreaming over the phone and all of a sudden like his eyes start turning into W's. And I'm like, we, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he's starting to get a little, a little dreamland wanderlust on me. The more I go out, the more I get used to it again. Yeah, exactly. I just have to like try. you know? And it hasn't helped either because like I've been driving more, but my dad has had my car. He's had something going on with his truck. I think something in his truck was recalled, but then they didn't tell him that. So like he's been using my car just, just I don't need to do anything. Yes, options, build that roster. I keep saying I'm gonna put myself out there, but being around people nowadays stresses me. Yeah, it really does. It stresses you out. And then I told my mom, I said, now like we're at that point where when I like want to meet somebody, I'm gonna have to ask them like, where were you on January 6th? Like those kinds of questions. Because like like I think it was on TikTok. I was watching this chick's TikTok and she was saying how like she was finally meeting a guy for the first time and she found out that he was January 6th or like he was there, like was literally like getting ready to go on trial. And that's like my worst nightmare. Like my worst nightmare. I'm talking to a little white boy. Well, man, he's not a boy, he's a man, but he's very sweet, and he's like one of the only white guys I've met so far that doesn't make me feel really uncomfortable. So, I'm trying to keep my options open to everybody because black men keep all their options open, but act like we're not supposed to keep our options open. And I'm keeping my options open. Let's see. We love a king with a plan and a vision. Listen, sounding serious with a week. Yes. There was something I had said a while ago. Oh, I had found out that my pelvic doctor, he got like a really cool job opportunity in Florida and he's not here anymore. And you guys know, like, I was about to like cry, like sobbing. And so I'm on the phone with this guy and he's just like trying to calm me down and everything because I'm like freaking out. And I was saying how like it was just kind of stressing me out because I had realized that like I'm at the point where I have to see my pelvic doctor again and talk about fertility because I know that like my right ovary, like that's done. Like there are no eggs in it. There's enough for it to like put out hormones, but there's nothing there. And I had done like the test once before back when I was like 22 or 23. And I already knew that I was losing follicle count in my right ovary, but the left one was fine. But now it's like I know for a fact I only have one good ovary, so like it's time for me to start thinking about that because like I'm 28. And I was just telling him how like I'm stressed because I don't want to like talk to somebody else about this. Like there's one doctor that I trust and now I don't have that doctor anymore. And I was just saying how like I know it's going to be a process for me like having children and stuff, and like me and him were talking about it, and then he started saying how like, well, it's okay, it's something that we'll figure out like when the time comes, when we're ready to have kids. And I was sitting there and I was like, when we're ready to have kids, when we're ready to have kids, I mean, he definitely, he's 33, he's ready to settle down. I can tell he's ready to settle down. And he takes care of his nieces and nephews. So like I already know that he has like good like dad potential there. Like he's always with his nieces and nephews taking care of them because their mom isn't like in their life. So he's already, he has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. But I'm just like, I see you daydreaming over here, sir. And I'm okay with it. I'm here for it. Miss Foxy, you're good. You are totally good because it takes me like 5,000 years to actually like read the messages in the chat anyway. Tyrona said, keep your options open. It's the best. Absolutely. I feel like right now I'm not ready to like wholly like invest in like one guy, especially because like the last relationship I was in 4 years ago was like the relationship that I kind of thought that I was going to be in like forever. So I really don't want to like put all of my eggs in one basket yet. And he knows that. Like he's very much aware that I'm still like open to dating, and I've made it very clear to him that I'm fine with him like dating other people or whatever. But he's made it pretty clear to me that like he's not really interested in entertaining anybody else. And I mean, I'm fine with that just as long as he knows, that I'm still, testing the waters. He knows that it's been a while for me, so he's not trying to like tie me down, but he's dreaming. Keep the roster up and evolving, and may the best man win. Exactly. He asked me, he was like, "Do I have competition, don't I?" I was like, "You absolutely do have competition." He's not the only guy in another state trying to come out and see me right now. But I don't know, like sometimes like this is the thing for me when I get back into dating, I get very overwhelmed because I forget how much attention I get. Like, it's not that I've ever thought that I was unattractive. I know I'm not unattractive. I'm very confident in myself. But when you spend a lot of time away from people and you're suddenly like slapped in the face with all this attention again, it's like, what do I do with this? Like, where do I put this, like, like I don't know what to do here. Sometimes it catches me off guard, like it throws me off, and I just have to kind of just go with it, say thank you, keep it moving or whatever. But yeah, he has a lot of competition, but I would be lying if I didn't say that he wasn't the only one like holding my solid interest right now. Like out of everybody, he gets the most of my time. So, there's that. Oh, he's really, yeah. Yeah, he's really into me. Like, oh, and y'all get this. So this guy, not only do I like him, but I think Ellie might be in love with him. Now, y'all know how Ellie is. Like, she used to be on here fussing and whatnot. When he's on the phone with me, she demands his attention to the point where sometimes she just like lays there, like cuddled up with the phone and talks to him. Like, and I told him, like, he's not really like into cats, but I told him, I was like, you might have just become a cat dad because she's kind of in love with you. When he comes out here, she's gonna have to understand that he's coming to see me and not her. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to convince her of that. I think at this point she's convinced that he's coming to see us, not just me. But she's in love with the man. Like, she will literally hear him on the phone and just demand his attention. Like the other night, I had gone downstairs, I'm on the phone with him, and she hears me talking to him, and she's just like, I mean, like, literally, like, rubbing all over the phone while he's talking to her. And like, at this point, like, he don't even like cats, but he's sitting there talking to her. Like, she's a whole person. And I'm like, I can kind of get with this. I can kind of get with that. Because at the end of the day, like, y'all know how it is. If your pets don't get along with somebody, that's kind of it. Like, my pet is never going to betray me or let me down. So if my cat doesn't like you, then, that's the end of the road, baby. That sounds like so like crazy to some people, but it doesn't to me. On TikTok, I've been following a man, Anwar White, and he gives pretty good tips. I'll have to check him out. I feel like, I'll be real with you guys, I have really been heavily navigating TikTok and trying to figure out how I want to use the platform. And I'm kind of enjoying myself on there. Actually, more than Instagram. I feel like Instagram has become so businessy now that sometimes it's not as fun anymore. And most of my community is over there on Instagram, but I'm kind of having more fun on TikTok, I'll be honest. Y'all are dying. Yeah, Ellie's trying to take my man. And what can I say? I just have to be okay with that. But I will definitely let you guys know how things go. I think they're going to go very well because at this point, I mean, we've been talking at least 4 or 5 nights out of the week on the phone for like the last like month and a half. So I can't imagine that it wouldn't go well, but y'all know sometimes you meet in person and it's a whole different situation. IG is trash now. It is. And I don't know. I'll be real with you guys. A lot of like the ambassadorships that I've had going for a while, I'm just not feeling them anymore. Like, the only person I'm really enjoying working with right now is ruled by Mercury, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of brands have just drained like our energy meter dry when it comes to creating content. And that's kind of where I am. And so, like, I don't know. Instagram just started feeling way too businessy to me. And it hasn't been like as fun, with using it. And I'll be honest, like, there are a lot of brands that want, like, I feel like they hire too many people at the same time. And then they want too much content all the time. And it's not like they're trying to pay people. It's like, you want me to send you all this stuff every week. And, like, you're not even paying me, you know? Like, because that little bit of commission you get off of a coupon code is not, no. This is not it. Oh, and Nature's Little Secret. I always love working with Nature's Little Secret, but Charnay, she don't press me. She let me do whatever I want to do. And she's basically like, you've been rocking with me forever. She was like, you can always have a code, because she's like, she knows that a lot of my followers kind of like live by that coupon code. So to feel less overwhelmed with communicating with men, I batch message them. Oh, that's a good idea. When I text one back, I text the others, and it's on my time schedule. You know what? Chrissy is out here finessing. I need to do that. I really do, because like sometimes the attention is like I don't know what to do with it. And it can be very overwhelming. And I mean, a lot of times, like, it ends up dying down anyway, because you realize most of them kind of weed themselves out, right? Like, a lot of them are just there because they want to fuck. Which, it's not like I have a problem with that, but, like, I haven't had sex in, like, 4 years, so, I'm not going to be popping that proverbial cherry with, a Tinder one-night stand. I just had an NLS wash day. I love her products. They're amazing. Like, everybody is always asking me, like, do you still love NLS? Because I don't do, like, tons of videos on there. But, I mean, I feel like you're naturally not going to do, like, too many videos on a brand when, you own all the products. You've reviewed all the products, But I love NLS. And I love Charnay. Charnay is just one of those people. She's good people. Like, she's good-ass people. But yeah, so we'll have to see how the dating goes. I'm proud of myself though. Like, pat myself on the back proud, because I did not think that I was going to take any of this really seriously. Like, I had really started trying back in like October, November, but then all the stuff kind of started ramping up with mom, and then I just didn't want to leave her. And that in itself is a different kind of stress. So now that, like, I'm seeing that she's doing okay, like, I kind of had to see it with my own eyes, if that makes sense. Seeing it for myself that she is doing okay, it makes me feel better about, like, being out and being social and not feeling like I have to be, like, up under her all the time, Because I'm taking care of everything around the house, too. Like, it's pretty much, like, me all the time, So it's just a different kind of situation. If you've ever had to, like, be any type of caretaker for anybody, it can be a lot. Sometimes you just don't want to involve a lot of dating when you're also dealing with something that's really, really serious. Yes, and I only give them certain days of availability for dates, so there's no last minute stress. Yes. That's been like one thing for me too. A lot of guys will just be like, hey, let's go to dinner. And I'm just like, bruh, I'm in my bonnet. I'm in bed. I have been in bed in my bonnet since 9 o'clock. If you are not a book, I'm not seeing you. I'm just being honest. Yeah, and too, like, living in Winston, like, if you hit me up past 9 o'clock, we're not going anywhere. You clearly don't want to have dinner. There's other things that you want to do, because nothing is open. Okay? Nothing's open. We're not getting dinner anywhere but Cookout. If you don't live out here, like in North Carolina, you don't know what Cookout is, but it's basically like a fast food joint. Think In-N-Out burger, but greasier. Yeah. Bomb food. They stay open, like 5 to 5, but yeah. No. There's nowhere to go after 8:30, so you don't want to go to dinner. And I peeped that. So yeah, that's the other thing. I've had to kind of put my foot down with some guys, which is fine with me, because I'm not about to waste my time for anybody, and especially not a man. Just saying. But now that more of you guys are here, we did have a request to talk about the whole thing with Tia and her line, and apparently she's out here using clip-ins for promotion. So I haven't heard about this. But like I said, I haven't really been on like IG or anything, and I haven't watched any videos on her line yet. So I'm sure that like some of my other like counterparts may have talked about it, but I wouldn't know because I haven't been on YouTube like that. But she out here trying to promote herself using clip-ins. Like we don't see that. Like we don't know what her hair looks like. Like we haven't known what her hair looks like. How do y'all feel about that? Because I feel like this has been happening a lot lately, especially with like short form content, with people realizing like, oh, you're out here like adding lashes to your mascara campaigns and stuff like that. Like to me, just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? I gotta adjust my seat. Especially because, I mean, if you use clip-ins, just say you use clip-ins. If you want to show how versatile your product can be, that's not a bad thing. Like if you're sharing how you can use it on different types of hair, you share it how you can style your extensions, your clip-ins. Tia Mowry, she just came out with a hair care line. I think it's called For You by Tia. And apparently she did like a before and after shot, and the before was clearly her hair, but the after shot, it looked like there was some added volume, like possibly some clip-ins or whatever. I don't know. I think that in this day and age, we all see so much and we know how to clock so much that to me it's just stupid to try to play in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? Like, like why? Like stop trying to play in our face. We can see it. We know. And also like we were all there like when she chopped her hair off. We've been watching her whole journey. We know what her hair looks like. And she has never been like, she's never had like really high density hair. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know. Like it's kind of disheartening to me because I was excited about the line when it came out. Because I know a lot of people, are really wary of, you know, celebrity hair care lines. Me personally, I'm not necessarily wary of it if it makes sense for the person. You know what I'm saying? So for someone like Tia Mowry, like she's been dipping her toes into the natural hair care realm. You know, she like really came out with like her love for Camille Rose when she big chopped and all of that and everything. We've been watching her do this for a hot minute. So to me, like it just makes sense. You know, it's one of those where it did not surprise me. But at the same time, like, if you're going to try to hop into the community, if you're going to try to hop into the movement, can we be real? Like, I feel like we've just seen too much in the natural hair community, and a lot of us are jaded at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't come in here trying to play us because I don't know. It's just not that simple anymore for us. We see beyond it. Tarona Allison said, the promotion for her hair care is hilarious. How does she go from thin hair to full, thick hair in 4 months? Exactly. Like, just be real, because at the end of the day, like if I'm being honest, to me, if you have thin hair, use that in your marketing, because a lot of, you know, Black women, naturals especially, who have thin hair, have a lot of a hard time finding products that work for their thin hair, because so many of the products that are in, you know, the natural hair care aisle are really heavy with shea butter, thick oils like coconut oil and castor oil. And a lot of people with thinner hair types do have to finesse their products if they want to get volume, if they don't want to look super scalpy, you know. So to me, like, that's just a missed opportunity. And especially if the brand name is For You, you need to be able to show that your products work for someone who has hella dense hair and someone who doesn't. Like, show us that it works for everybody. If we're going to call it For You, make it be for you. Show that it's going to work for different types of people. And to me, that's just like an idiotic way to miss a big opportunity. Like, first of all, we need to put more fine-haired naturals out there. We really need to love up on people who have thinner hair, because like we don't see enough of us out there. Like, thankfully for me, like my hair isn't super dense, but it's fluffy enough to where it doesn't look like it. But there are some times when I like put my hair back, or like I wear my hair in certain styles and it looks like I've lost a shit ton of hair, and I haven't. It's just I don't have that many strands of hair on my head compared to a lot of other people, and they're not super duper thick either. So to be able to see yourself in marketing, showing that someone with thinner hair is also beautiful, showing that your products work for them, that's an extremely missed opportunity. I don't understand why you would even want to try to fake the funk. Chrissy J said it looked hella fake, and I just don't understand why she didn't have other models. Exactly. Get other models. There are too many people in the hair care industry, people who have been out here promoting different hair care lines, who have been doing this for real, die hard forever. And there are so many influencers who would have jumped at the opportunity to be included in an ad campaign for Tia. And I feel like she is one of those people who could have done something like that very well, because if we're being honest, more naturalistas need to be invited on brand trips. More naturalistas need to be getting these opportunities that other people and other spectrums of the internet get. We work so hard and put out so much content with so little return. And that's why there's you just don't get as much natural hair content from a lot of people, because there's just so little return. A lot of times you don't even get a thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, it's one of those things where it's like that may be what we love, but it's gotten to the point where it's like you can't indulge in it the way that you used to, because it's self-preservation, basically. Not a good sister Tia. Yeah, I guess Tia is, I guess anybody can be bought, right? The ad really just made it look like For You by Tia was literally just for Tia. Yeah. And that's the thing, get other people. That's something that I feel like Pattern Beauty did very well. Tracee Ellis Ross could have just made herself the face and didn't have other models and didn't have other people with other textures marketing her line. And she also immediately tapped into the natural hair influencer space. She didn't waste any time with that, there were so many of my favorites who had the opportunity to be featured on Good Morning America because of Tracee Ellis Ross. She went into that, and I feel like she did that very, very well. For it to be a celebrity hair care line, you could tell that Tracee was part of that. She cared about that. And it wasn't just about spotlighting her, but spotlighting other people. And I love that, I could go into the salon aisle and see people with 4C hair on ads with Tracee Ellis Ross. That right there is important, Some weeks after that, Tia showed her real hair, maybe due to the backlash, and it looked really damaged. That wouldn't surprise me, because let's be real, y'all. A lot of these actors and actresses destroy their hair. Their job destroys their hair. I feel like Tracee Ellis Ross is one of the few who hasn't really had to endure that, because they knew that her hair was a big part of her image and her brand before she ever had any kind of hair care, anything in the beauty space. Her hair has been part of her brand for years. And in due part thanks to her mother, I feel like she hasn't really had to go through that in a lot of ways, because they knew if you mess up this woman's hair, you're messing up her brand. Her hair has always been a huge part of her brand identity. But the majority of these actors and actresses, white, black, whatever, destroy their hair. Their hair gets destroyed in the industry. And many of them will tell you that. So I'm not surprised that her hair is damaged. I love me some Pattern Beauty by Tracee Ellis Ross. Yeah, I love it. So many people still hate on it, but it's good stuff. I feel like now that the hype has died down, you see more people going back to Pattern and trying it and finding products they like from the brand. And I feel like for what it is to be in the prestige aisle, in comparison to all the other things that are in that prestige section, the prices are a lot better than a lot of what you'll get. Most prestige products, you're paying $36 to $46 for something, and the majority of her products are a solid $25. Is that what the average person can float, no, but if you're comparing to its competitors, it's relatively affordable compared to its direct competition. Hopefully she can bounce back and knock it out, because the natural hair community don't be with BS. Exactly. And like I said, like I felt like the move made sense for her to have a hair care line. So yeah. I hate to see her fumble the bag, but she'll find out real quick. Yeah, Tia blocked Tresses of Alexis for giving her honest opinion. I have no opinion on that. The thing she had, Naturals. Oh yeah, she did have a meet and greet with Naturals, because I think I was watching the Glam twins, one of their vlogs, and they had done like an event in LA with her. And then none of them were in the ad or marketing. Yeah, I was surprised to see that they were there, but you haven't seen anything with the twins or whatever. And to be fair, I feel like they don't really like doing stuff like that anymore. Like, I feel like they had one real solid run back in the day. But, but yeah, like so many missed opportunities for sure. I agree. I've never seen any brand trips from natural hair care lines, and I know at least 3 to 5 can afford it. Y'all be on these platforms working hard. Yeah, the only brand trip that I've seen from a line that wasn't like Maui Moisture or Aunt Jackie's or something like that, Valencia from Honey's Handmade did one several years ago. And there were a lot of different people on that trip. I know Candid Kinks was on the trip, and I'm pretty sure Mag Curls was on that trip. And she invited them out to one of her homes and did like a whole thing for them. That's the only time that I've seen anything like that. And I think that she probably would have had the opportunity to continue to do things like that if things had stayed on track with Honey's Handmade. But you guys know Honey's Handmade has had a lot of issues. They're one of those brands that we love, but we kind of struggle with loving, you know what I'm saying? But that's the only like really in-deep natural hair care brand I can think of. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if in the next year or two, Adjoa does one. I can see Adjoa doing that. I feel like she's starting to get to that point where she does have the money to do it. And she's been collaborating with a lot of other brands that are in Sephora. So I can see Julian doing something like that. And especially because I know how much she loves those of us who have worked with the brand. And I can see her doing something like that. But yeah, there are a lot of natural hair care brands that can afford to do stuff like that, But you only really see it with like Shea Moisture, Maui Moisture, Aunt Jackie's. But those aren't really like a lot of the brands that I feel like those of us that are like deep down in the community are using the most. Like, we've been pushed past our Shea Moisture, slump or whatever. I feel like if Courtney were still with the main choice, she probably would have been doing a lot of brand trips, but we know that that's not the case anymore. So, see, I've noticed that content creators that have the same texture hair as me, thick and dense, that For You by Tia does not work for them. Yeah, and honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. And I feel like it's easy enough to say, like, I developed a hair care line that I felt like worked for my texture, and I want to build on that. You know what I'm saying? But to present it as being something that can work for everybody, I can't really, see that. Because there are some brands that I totally understand why they don't work for other people, other hair types, like I feel like, what was the brand that I was using the other day? Was it the Dew? I can't remember what brand I was using the other day, but I was just sitting there thinking like, this is really a product that would really only work for people who have hair like me. And not really for anybody else, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's not anything bad. It just is what it is. Treat it like what it is. This really exposed the brand as a money grab for Tia. Exactly. She's been trying her hand at different things, but to my knowledge, even her vitamins flop. Yeah, because I think, well, she weren't her and Tamara both? Wasn't that both their thing at one point? I think her and Tamara both had that vitamin line. But I feel like Tia has definitely lost a lot of her momentum. I feel like she wants to get into her boss babe bag. But she definitely is kind of struggling with that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Tamara, in a lot of ways, even though Tamara is a sister that the community likes to hate on the most, I feel like as far as like business ventures and having her own brand identity, I think Tamara has done a much better job than Tia, if we're going to be 100% honest. Now that you mention it, she has been trying to make something stick, and I thought the vitamins took off. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really. Let's be real. I don't think Tia knows what she's doing. I don't think Tia knows what she's doing, and that's okay. But just still be authentic about it. You know what I'm saying? Go into something that has the potential to help other people in an authentic way. You know what I'm saying? Because she had a lot of room to make this into something really, really great. And it's disappointing to see that that is not what she's really pushing as that brand's identity. And at this point, you know, people aren't really going to trust her. Let's just be honest. People really aren't going to trust her after that. And especially if she's out here blocking content creators for being honest about how they feel about her hair care. Like, that's a big red flag. Huge red flag. I don't think they took off. I just heard another creator say they never got the vitamins or their money back. Interesting. Yeah. Tia fumbling the bag. She's fumbling the bag. What's up, Ariel? How are you? Hi, Bree. I'm running around with the baby, so it's hard to text, but I wanted to let you know I'm so happy to see your face, and I'm sending you love. I hope you and the family are well. Thank you, love. I hope you're well too. I miss you. I need to hit you up. And maybe we can chat for a little bit. I need to hit you up. I need to hit a lot of people up, y'all. Because y'all are my people. But yeah, yeah, Tia over here looking a little sus. I hope that she can recover from this, but at the same time, you know, at the end of the day, Tia got a lot of money. She'll be all right. And it's not anything that we're going to cry about. But, I mean, once you get into that natural hair space, if you ruin that relationship you have, not just between you and the consumers, but also the influencers who are spending their hard-earned money to try out your products, because from what I've seen, I mean, she ain't sending nobody nothing. So people are spending their money on it. And so if you can't respect that opinion, that's not a good look for her. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that was really the only, like, thing that you guys really wanted to talk about was the stuff that happened with Tia. I hate to hear that, though. See, whenever I stop paying attention to social media, that's what should be happening. See, Tamara loves wine. Her and her hubby created an award-winning brand. Sis stuck to what she enjoys, and it worked. Exactly. She absolutely found where she fits in, and she lets it work for her. And I can't hate on her for that. You know, I'm not a big fan of her husband. I don't think anybody's a big fan of her husband, but I mean, she found what works for her. And if we're being honest, he probably has influenced a lot of her good business decisions, you know, because he has a lot going on himself. So that wouldn't shock me. Yes, girl, I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up in the DM. Even though I'm really, really bad about answering my DMs. Y'all probably know this, but, well, maybe she can pivot like Taraji. A lot of people don't like her hairline, but on the flip side, they love her body line. Yeah, and, like, I've heard really great things about the body stuff, and I do want to try it. I'm going to have to order it. I can never find it out here. Because her hair care line, the launch of it was awful. It made no sense. It was very much, you could tell that it was private labeled, and it looked like it was probably private labeled by Oribe. It was just random. The way that she launched it was random. I don't know what Taraji was doing with that. I don't think she knew what she was doing with that. I think people forget that this isn't like it was in the early, like in like the early 2010s, where you could come out with something, put your name on it the same way that celebrities do with perfume, and people would just flock to it and accept it. We're not in that age anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're actually looking into the people that we're buying products from. And we're looking into the celebrities that we buy products from. And now with social media being so large and so vast, they are open to lots of critique. So, they have to be ready for that. I think a lot of people think that it's still the way that it was back then. It's not like that now. If you come out with a line, you're open to a lot of critique and a lot of scrutiny. I think she very well could pivot, but she's going to have to do it in a more honest way. Straight up. I love Tamara and her husband. Her husband gives January 6th vibes. Oh, very much. Very much. And I'm pretty sure hasn't he made some not so great comments about like the Black Lives Matter movement, and has said some not so great things around the times when a lot of, different big protests have happened within the last like 10 years. He is. I don't think he was there during January 6th because, we would have seen his ass on tape, but it wouldn't shock me if his opinions aligned with that. Yeah, her husband doesn't have a good reputation in many spaces. He is definitely a conservative. He's very conservative. But that's her life, that's her family. And I'm gonna let her have that, but I think that was a lot of people's biggest issues with her when she was on The Real, because a lot of times you could tell that like so much of what she said was like fresh from her husband's mouth, Yes, the natural hair community has never been a slap your name on it and go type of industry. Nope. It ain't like that. We know too much. We've seen too much. And you would think as a Black woman with natural hair that she would have a little bit more tact. But unfortunately, you don't always get that, So, and especially with how many times she's been, publicly talking about the difficulties that she's had with her natural hair, like you would think that she would want to show up for those other people that will be her consumers who have struggled with the same problems, And to me, it just makes it all feel less genuine, Trump supporter, Humpty Dumpty vibes, yeah. Very much so. And I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of stuff going on with Adam Housley back in like 5 to 7 years ago. But I do think he was a supporter of Trump, if I remember correctly. Y'all, if you follow them, but I feel like that was a thing. I don't know. Her husband is very questionable. Because didn't he have like a news show like on Fox News or something like that? He's been out there saying sus shit for a while. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, he's been in them streets, but that's really disappointing. I was excited when I first heard about the line. I'm not really excited anymore. So I was going to ask you guys if you wanted me to review it. Now it kind of sounds like that's going to be a no. Because I was going to try to get my hands on the products, but at the same time, it's like, even if I'm not like clicky with certain people, like I still don't vibe with that energy of blocking people because they didn't like your products. You know what I'm saying? Would you like to join the Beautiful People's Club? I don't know who you are. I am beautiful. I was on my laptop when you mentioned January 6th earlier. Now that I'm on my phone, I really want to ask everyone, if you are dating, how are y'all asking men, white especially, about their daily hygiene? So, like, me personally, I talk a lot about, like, my hygiene. Like, if I'm talking to a guy, like, he knows when I got out the shower. He knows when I brush my teeth, all that good stuff. And I take note when mans don't ever mention, oh, I got out the shower. Oh, I'm going to go get in the shower. I need to get ready for it. That'll tell you enough right there. But that has been like one of my biggest fears. And I mean just with men in general, because a lot of cis straight white men don't care. Black men too. But I really don't want to go on a date with somebody who just smells like fresh, unwashed ass. Like that. I can't. Because the thing with me is I have no filter. And so if I get in the car with you and you smell like fresh, hot, unwashed ass, I'm going to tell you you smell like fresh, hot, unwashed ass. And then I'm going to get out of the car. So yeah. I don't know about y'all, but that's one of my limits right there. But yeah, like for me, Miss Foxy, like there's really like the one white guy that I'm talking to now is really the only one that I've entertained. Well, there is another guy, but he gives very much like I'm talking to you, but then I'll stop talking to you to like entertain other people for a while, and then I'll like come back when they're not interested anymore, and I'm personally not interested in that, so he don't count. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was about to say, doesn't he report for Fox 5? Exactly. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure he had a show on Fox, and I think that says it all. Okay, because they be on TikTok talking about only using water, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. Listen, a lot of these men out here are real funny. Real funny. Like, won't be washing their ass. Like, please. Let me find out you don't wash between your cheeks. It's it. It's over. Done. No second date. Not at all. This is why we be getting yeast infections and shit. Because y'all want to walk around and don't want to wash your ass. Why? No. Absolutely not. Messing up my pH and shit. I wish. I just, that thing made me mad. And then the fact that, like, a lot of times, like, you see these videos and these people will be married. And I'm just sitting here like, lady, you can't tell me that you just found out that your husband don't wash his ass. Stop trying to play the internet like you didn't know. You see those skid marks. You know he doesn't wash his ass. Buy the man a bidet, damn it. Like, come on. My facial expression shows everything. Same. Like, there are a lot of things I can hide. That is not one of them. Some men don't use deodorant. Oh, I know. And I can't. Georgia, you just got here. Oh, you just... I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm a fool. Y'all know I'm a straight fool. But yeah, like, I just don't understand. That is one thing that has really got me about dating is that, like, I never thought that I would be in my late 20s having to deal with the opposite sex not bathing. You know what I mean? Like, when you're teenagers, you know they stupid as hell. But then you find out, you get older, and they're still stupid as hell. Yeah, and they don't wash their ass. And And to me, too, like, if I have to remind you to take care of yourself, that's an issue for me. I can't do that. And I know we all, like, get in depression slumps, have a hard time taking care of ourselves, all that good stuff. But just a regular functioning adult, if I had to remind you to wash your ass, then we're probably not going to make it. I just, That is bare minimum. Chrissy J said, a friend of mine is a nurse at a urology office, and she says grown men leave skid marks every day on the paper. I bet they do. But, you know, the thing is, men feel comfortable doing that because they've never had to live with their bodies being stigmatized the way that we do. Like, women in general, I feel like, are overly clean. One, because, like, our periods have been so stigmatized throughout time. But don't even get me started on larger women, because I will tell you, in college, going to a women's college, I found out that a lot of you skinny heifers are nasty. I don't know how many of y'all have experienced this, but I found out real quick that a lot of skinny heifers, especially the white ones, do not have good hygiene. And I think a lot of that is just because people act like if you have a larger body, you're nasty. Or if you have a larger body, then you automatically stink. And I think a lot of us go out of our way to do the most when it comes to our hygiene because people look at us like we're gross. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't walk through life with people automatically assuming that you stink, you walk around stinking because you don't give a damn. And I discovered that in college. I discovered that the hard way. What's up, Joy? We're talking about hygiene. We're talking about dating and having to deal with men of the opposite race who don't wash their asses. Yeah. At least a lot of Muslim men use a bidet. Yes. So I used to frequently spend most of my time at a hookah bar that's like directly across from Meredith College, where I used to go to at school. And they were all about the bidet. Some of the cleanest men I have ever met. I love it. Yeah. Can I block you? Okay. Hopefully we don't have to see that person no more. Weird people have gotten in these comments, I guess, because we're talking about asses. But yeah, we're not doing that. But yeah, some of the cleanest men I have ever met. And I'm with that. I'm down with the bidet culture. I kind of want to get one for mine. Now that I know that you can they're really easy to hook up to your bathroom or whatever, I want to get one. Because I don't know. I'm forever trying to be fresh down there. What's up, boo? How are you? We're talking about dating and hygiene and men who don't wash their asses. If you are wondering what the topic of discussion is right now. But yeah, I am I'm so terrified of finally going on a date and finding out that the guy does not take care of himself. Like that. That terrifies me. I don't know what's worse. See all the things we have to worry about? You have to worry about whether the guy actually washes his behind. You have to worry about whether, he's a January 6th-er. All these, there's so many things that we have to worry about now. It looks like we have a lot of weird people hopping in the chat. Yeah, strange people are hopping in here. I don't have a moderator, so if y'all see anything weird, let me know. But yeah, so I don't know. We really haven't had anything else to talk about. We've just talked about the whole thing with For You by Tia, all that shiesty stuff. And then we've just been talking about dating. Those of you who just hopped into the live, I was telling everyone that I have actually for real taken dating seriously. And I've been talking to a guy for the last 2 months, and I really, really like him. So we're actually going to go on a date soon. But he lives in another state, so that's the only reason I haven't seen him. But y'all would be proud of me. I'm actually taking it seriously. Let's see. I'm assuming it's 7 o'clock, a little after 7. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? Any other questions? Did I buy any new books? I have an old haul coming, but I haven't purchased anything since I did that haul. So I filmed that haul in February. I had months of footage that I had filmed that I could not access, and it took a very long time recovering all of it. So there are going to be a lot of videos you see that I filmed last month. But I haven't bought anything since then. I think the only thing that I had come in was my Book of the Month book. I can get it. Hold on. Yeah. It's called The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I think it's a pirate story by Shannon Chakraborty. I think this is the author of the City of Brass trilogy, Right, I think it's called the David trilogy, but the first book in that trilogy is The City of Brass. So, yeah, I like this. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I have weird people in the chat, y'all. All right. What are some of your fave products at the moment? Yes, girl, I'm dating now. I'm trying. I told you guys I was going to try. The products I've been using the most are the Bask and Bloom products. Those have been like the ones that I've been reaching for the most. They sent me the twirly hair gel, so I'm really excited to use that and see how that goes. I think I'm going to do a video on it, and I still owe you guys a rod set video. I had tried to film that. It didn't work out. Not the hairstyle, but the actual filming part of it. But I owe you guys that too. And I do have products from Bask and Bloom to give away as well. I've had like a giveaway pile sitting here for a minute, so I want to do that soon. But those are the ones that I've been using the most. And then I've also been breaking out random, but I've been breaking out my Eco Styler again. I've been using that with my different curl primers that I have in my collection because I've just been trying to finish a few of them. And I kind of forgot how much I like my Eco Styler gel, but I had them and I didn't want to throw them out, you know? So, let's see. Do you have any planned vacays? I don't have anything planned, but the guy that I've been talking to has been wanting to kind of take me away for a little bit, so I might let him take me on vacay. I want to go to the beach. I don't know where these people are coming from, Miss Foxy. Yeah, people are getting real weird in here. We might have to end the live in a little bit. I want some book recommendations in different categories. What kind of categories, boo? Because right now I've really been like reading a lot of romance. And you guys know I'm like a fantasy lover, but I kind of read a little bit of everything. The only thing I don't read a lot of is like horror and thriller. So what other areas are you looking at that you want to get into? How are you and your mom feeling health-wise? We're good. I told everyone at the beginning of the live that my mom has her last chemotherapy treatment tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. She's been dealing with it really, really well. So she has that, and then we don't know when she'll start radiation. They have to do a bunch of tests and stuff before they start doing like the radiation thing and everything. But we're not sure. Thank you, Miss Tyrona. I've been trying to block them too, but it's not as easy. My end is kind of lagging a little bit, so I'm not seeing everyone as quickly. But yeah, so we're not sure when she's going to start radiation, but I know it's going to be at least 10 weeks of radiation, but we don't know how strong or like hardcore that's going to be yet. Let's see. Georgia wants to know, have you read any N.K. Jemisin? I haven't yet, but heard good things. So I haven't read anything from N.K. Jemisin, but I plan to. I was going to try to pick up at least one of the first books in one of her series at the library, but they have the other books in them, but they don't have the first book. So I'm going to have to order them. And honestly, I think I might just buy the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy because I think that's where I want to start. I want to read the Broken Earth trilogy, and I want to get into The City We Became. So I'll let you guys know if and when, not if, but it'll be a when I start reading N.K. Jemisin. We'll maybe talk about that in one of the book and breakfasts that we put up. Out of nowhere, I started missing the Eco Styler pink and blue. It was so weird. Glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, like I just all of a sudden really wanted to pull out my Eco Pink and my Eco Gold. And I really needed to pull out the Eco Gold because I still have one of like the tubs that are like this big, but I also have one of the buckets too. So I was like, but you need to use this stuff. So I definitely started pulling those back out. I forgot how good those Eco Pink wash and goes are. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not someone who ever like went out of my way to stop using Eco. But eventually I just tried new things and just kind of forgot about Eco. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Your favorite romance and fantasy. So for romance, I would definitely look into J.L. Seeger's The New Haven cycle is so good. The first book is called Restore Me. And it's a second chance romance. Your main character, Sloane, she is recovering from the loss of her husband, Chris. And unbeknownst to her, his best friend, Dominic, has been in love with her since college. And so it's them getting their second chance at love. That one's really good. She also has Revive Me out, but I haven't started reading them yet. So I'm excited, but I know that they're going to be good. Anna Wong is also really good if you want contemporary romance. I suggest starting with the Twisted books, Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Lies, and Twisted Hate. They're all really good, like contemporary romances that follow 4 different friends. What else? There's so many. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty was phenomenal. What else? Do you like taboo romance? Because if you like taboo romance, I have a lot more recommendations. But I also suggest Jasmine Guillory is really, really good too. If you're interested. What is with these people, y'all? All right. We're still blocking people. As far as fantasy goes, my favorite fantasy right now is more of a dark fantasy. It's called the Plated Prisoner series. And it is like a Greco-Roman King Midas retelling. And the main character is under the wing of King Midas. She's in love with him, and he is like she's his gilded favorite. And you basically find out that everything between her and their relationship isn't what it seems. It's really dark and it's heavy, but it's really good. And the process that you see the main character go through is beautiful. Also for fantasy, what is it called? A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. Really, really good. It has a little bit of everything. It has fae, it has vampires. It's really, really good. And it also has a lot of mystery in it as well. Let's see. We're going to block this person. Yeah. So if you're looking for like a really, really good fantasy, I highly suggest those two. Those are really good places to start. A lot of the other fantasy I've been reading is more like taboo fantasy. So I'm not sure if you're into that, but you can let me know and I can give you more recs. Let's see. I feel like I've been working really, really hard to block like a bunch of people. What's up, Miss Taniqua? How are you? I think I need to block this person too. Yeah, I'm just going on a blocking spree at this point. Hey girl, I'm glad I caught you. I always seem to miss your lives. I know. I'm sorry that this live was more sporadic. Usually I try to tell you guys a little bit more in advance, but I'm happy that you were able to pull up. Yeah, girl, look into them and tell me what you think. And you guys know that I'm going to just be sharing a lot more. Now that I've kind of found a good way to facilitate giving you guys book recs and talking about more books in a way that's more like interactive, y'all are going to be getting a lot more. All right, loves. So people are getting really, really weird on here. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm probably going to try to come back at the end of the month and we can do another one of these and it will be more planned. Yeah. I know Tyrone. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Like this one person saying, do you mind blending in your makeup better? And I'm not even wearing makeup. Like, like what? What? The bots are in full effect. I'm so happy to catch this live, writing down all the book recs. Yes, definitely write them down. And I'll be coming with so much more bookish content. I do want to try to turn Book and Breakfast into like a little book club situation. I just kind of want to keep the momentum going first, that we have more people to come in and talk about whatever books that we're reading. But I definitely want to do that, like get in a good like book club situation, and we can pick a book together that we can all talk about at the end of the month. So yeah, thank you guys so much for pulling up. I'm sorry that the live got weird. I guess talking about men washing their asses triggered something in the algorithm. But it's fine. People be weird on the internet. So yeah, I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I'll see you beautiful people in the next one, okay? Bye.